So, hi Norbert, thank you very much for joining me today. It's great to having you here.
Thank you, no worries.
Could you tell us something about you? Where did you grow up and what was your childhood like?
So I grew up in Eastern European post-communistic, post-Soviet country, Czech Republic. No, I'm joking. It's a Middle Europe country, just to clarify. And yeah, my childhood was beautiful. Like lots of little adventures, lots of love from my parents, and it was just very lovely. Like I had lots of friends. We were playing around, building bunkers, and yeah, it was fun. It was great.
Did you grow up on a countryside or in a city?
So it's a small town on east part in Czech. It's called Karviná. It's been scored many years in a row as the worst town to live in Czech Republic. But I had fun there. I liked it there as a kid. Maybe because I didn't know anything else at that time. But yeah, that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I know, Norbert, that you lived in England before. What made you leave your country and how was that time for you?
So I had a friend there, Mirek. Hello, Miro, if you're watching. And he already lived there before, and he was always telling me, like, come to England. I'm gonna kind of take care of you. I'm gonna help you find a job, accommodation. And so he did, and I decided to come. And yeah, I wanted to stay for 3-4 months only, and I stayed for 3 years.
Where did you live in England?
In Manchester. Yeah.
How was this experience for you?
Yeah, so from the beginning, my main goal was to improve my English and earn some more money. And then, like it was great. It was first time for me actually to living out of my mom place and my family. So like at the beginning, actually, I had to learn like how to do the groceries. I remember I was like overbuying food and then I had to throw maybe something out, just all those basic things because you are there by yourself on your own, and I didn't have those skills at that time. So, so yeah, I had to learn from that, and my experience was overall pretty good, but I didn't feel like it's the place where I want to stay forever. It was always just some like little station for me.
Have you faced some cultural differences there, or was very similar like living in Czech?
I guess it was pretty similar for me, except the fact when the English people, instead of hello, they asking you, hey mate, you alright? So like every time when they ask me like the cashier, you alright? I was like, I don't look alright, or like, you know, yeah. But no, pretty much all good.
Did you have some very bad experience there?
Very bad? Not really. Yeah, not really.
So we are now in beautiful sunny Nelson.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what brought you here to New Zealand and how long have you been here living?
So I think after 2 years in England, I realized that I didn't want to stay there anymore. And I was thinking, what could I do next? And Christmas that year, I got a book from my auntie, and there was a book about the long walk to Santiago de Compostela. So I was reading the book. I was like, damn, that's probably what I want to do. So I like bought shoes, hiking shoes, backpack, all that kind of stuff. And then my flatmate at the time, she told me, hey, Norbert, like, there are visa opening for New Zealand. I've been applying 3 years in a row, but I never get them. But you seems to be pretty lucky. Would you like to try to apply with me? I was like, yeah, sure. So we both apply and we both got the visa. So I was like, I guess I'm gonna skip the Santiago for later, and I'm gonna stay in England for 1 more year, work more, save more money, and go to New Zealand. and it's been 5.5 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What do you like about New Zealand? And is there also something what you really don't like?
I don't know, man. Like, it's still happening to me to this day that I wake up and my feeling is like, wow, I'm in New Zealand still after 5.5 years. And for me, it's like a country of unlimited possibilities, not necessarily probably like a career possibilities or business possibilities, but more like the adventures possibilities, like what I want to do today. Maybe I'm gonna go to the beach. Oh, no. Let's go for a swim to crystal clear river. Or maybe we can go to see some caves and some waterfalls. I don't know. I feel lots of freedom here. And I also feel that the people are just genuinely nice and they are kind of caring one of each other. So those are probably the most important things for me, what I like here. And what I don't like is probably that it's so far away from home. So every time you wanna see your family or friends, it takes lots of effort to travel back home and also the time difference. But that might be the only thing. Yeah.
Do you think can like the remote contact with your family and friends replace the physical contact, or how hard is for you that you are not with your family?
Yeah, it can replace to certain extent, but sometimes you just wanna be with them and have a little chat, hit a little hug or something. Sometimes it can get a little bit hard, but as long they are feeling good and as long they are okay, then I am kind of okay too. That makes sense? Yeah.
You visited your family a couple of times
Mm-hmm.
throughout your staying here in New Zealand. Is it hard for you when you spend in Czech, for example, 2 months, and then you need to leave again to New, or not? You
Mm,
have to, but you leave to New Zealand. It's hard for you, or it's more about that you are looking forward to be in New Zealand again?
that's a good question. It was way more harder for me when I live in England. I was coming home maybe twice a year or at least once a year, usually twice, summertime and Christmas. And it was harder for me to leave back then back to England because I guess I didn't like England that much as I love New Zealand. So now when I'm leaving, yeah, it's kind of hard because um, it's also different because I'm there for 2-3 months usually. When I'm traveling back from New Zealand and I'm not working for 3 months, it's just holidays. So it's nice. So like you coming back to kind of normal life here, back to work. But it's not that hard because I really love New Zealand and I'm also looking forward to be back. I like my life here.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine living in New Zealand for good?
So, originally I came only for 11 months and it's been 5.5 years. So, I mean, I was always telling myself that I will try to stay in New Zealand as long as I'm feeling good here. And I just feel better and better. So, I don't know. But if I would have to choose between living forever in New Zealand or living in Czech, kind of, if I wouldn't have the option, for example, to travel back, I would still probably choose the Czech because I'm still deeply connected to my country and culture. But so far, so good.
I know that one of your passion is BMX. Could you tell me when did you first try BMX?
So I think I was around 13, 14 years old, and that's probably kind of connected to my childhood memory because one Christmas, I don't know how old I was, it was very like a snowy winter in Czech, and I got PlayStation. I got PlayStation 1 as my present. I was so stoked. It was so amazing. And one of the game on the PlayStation was BMX game, Dave Mirra Pro BMX. And before you start the game, there was like a real BMX video of the riders who are in the game. So that was probably first time I saw some real BMX footage. And I was just so stoked, like, it's so cool. How can you jump on a bike like this? And my best friend at that time, he had similar experience. And then one day we convinced our parents to get us a bike. And that's how we started.
This is also what made you fall in love with it?
Yeah, totally. Like most of my friends at that time, they were maybe looking forward, their heroes were like professional football players or tennis players or hockey players. And for me, it was those professional BMX riders. And I just found it so cool and so different. And I just totally fall in love with it, yeah.
How long ago is it? When did you start? How long do you ride the BMX?
So it might be 15, 16 years now. Long time, yeah.
What keeps you riding even today?
So I think I got very lucky in the way that I have a BMX friend here in Nelson. His name is Cam. Hey, bro. And our riding style and the way how we perceive BMX, it's quite similar. So every time we ride together, I have the feeling as I had when I was starting. I could ride with him for hours and we just get into the flow, and it's just amazing feeling. It's still giving me the same feelings with him though. When I riding by myself, I don't have much fun at all. So I'm even thinking, would I be still riding if I wouldn't met him or if I wouldn't have BMX friend? Maybe yes, but probably not that much. So to be able to share the experience with another BMXer, that's what keeps me riding. Yeah.
What does BMX means to you in some deep level? Is it just sport for you, or is it also something more, like therapy or self-expression?
So I remember everyone was saying back in the days and still now that BMX, it's not just sport but lifestyle, in a way that, I don't know, you start wearing certain brands, you start listening certain like bands, and also a lot of traveling for BMX, that you travel to different places and countries to look for the street spots. And it's this whole package. And also because it's a freestyle sport, I guess this can be applied on any freestyle sport. But in a freestyle, usually you don't have any trainer or any boundaries. So after you start riding for some time, you develop your own style. So it's definitely some kind of self-expression. You can have some influences of other riders, but essentially you develop your own style of riding. So I heard also many people were saying it's more like an art in some level because you expressing yourself through your riding. And yeah, all that, it's still there. Yeah.
Wow. Did you have some crash or injury that really challenged you?
Yeah, I had one big one. I have torn my ACL ligaments. And that's the only big one, I think, yeah.
How was it for you? Because I guess you had to stop riding for maybe several months when you were in recovery.
Yeah.
How was that time for you?
Yeah, so I think I had to stop for maybe even a year and a half, because it was, man, the doctors, they were thinking, yeah, your knee is all good, you can ride or like do sports in 2 weeks, but no. Anyway, and how would it change me, or?
It's more about like how hard was for you to be without BMX.
Yeah, so it was interesting because until that time, I don't know how old I was, maybe 18, 19. And until that time, I think the like maybe year or two before the injury, I felt I started progressing pretty quickly. So I was really like thinking, and my dream at the time was that I want to become like a professional BMX rider. That's really what I want to do. And then I had this injury and it took me a long time to recover. So I guess at that time I realized that maybe this is not my path or not what I should do in my life, that I can still continue, and I'm still doing it many years after, but not probably on professional level, more like for fun. Yeah.
Okay. So you also like DJing. It's another your passion. How did you get into DJing?
Mm,
Was it something like your childhood dream, or was it something new for you?
mm, yeah, mainly something new. I had friends who were DJs back in Czech, and I probably already it came on my mind before that I would like to learn that, but I never had the equipment and the dedication for it, right? And then here in Nelson, a year ago actually, I downloaded the software again for DJing, and then I was trying something, and then my birthdays were coming, and my partner at the time, she contacted all of my friends and she collected some money from them, and also texted one local DJ asking for advices what kind of controller she should get me. And yeah, and on my birthdays I got a controller, so that was very nice. I don't know if I would start without it, because yeah, I was like happy to do it, happy to try it at home, but I don't know if I would have to push myself to actually go and buy the controller, you know? So yeah.
So you started to play on some festivals here in New Zealand. How hard was it for you to be first time on a stage, for example? How was the feeling?
Oh man. Yeah, it was a little bit like a punk at the time, because I was telling myself like, you know, if I want ever play somewhere, I have to be the one who's gonna put me there, kind of, right? So I didn't necessarily feel I have the skill set at the time yet, what would kind of support my confidence, but somehow it happened and they replied me from one festival like, well, we can have a spot for you if you want. And I was so not ready, but like, yeah, let's do it. And you know, I would be just playing every single day for at least hour and a half, before work, after work, all the time. Build a little bit of confidence. And then my first festival, where you've been to, thank you, you came to support me.
You're
Um,
welcome.
it went pretty well, actually. Yeah.
Do you have some goal or target where you would want to get with your DJing?
So when I started, my goal was to play on one of the bush doof or doof parties here in New Zealand, you know, kind of illegal parties in the bush, where usually it's some beautiful location, there is a little sound system and you play there. That was my goal, and I played on one of those parties a couple weeks ago. And now I guess I would just like to continue and play more and more and play on more local parties and local festivals. Yeah.
What do you hope people will experience or take away from your DJ set and your music?
The Rick Rubin, someone asked him like, what are your skills? And he said something like, I don't know how it was. I don't want to quote him, but something like that. People will trust in my taste of music. That's what he said. And that's kind of what I would like to achieve too. That like people would come see me and listen me for like my taste of music, and that maybe with some time they would start like trusting my taste of music, and that's probably what I would like to achieve. Yeah.
Has music ever helped you heal something you didn't know that's needed to be healed? Or can you say that it's some kind of therapy for you as well?
Could be, probably, but mainly boredom, because all my hobbies or activities were always outside. So when I would get back home, maybe I would read some books, but mainly like a screen or just, scrolling. So this actually makes me excited now to come home and play music, So I would say like a boredom. Yeah.
If you could talk to your younger self, for example, your 15-year-old younger self, what would you say?
Oh man, this is a little bit hard reality for me because I didn't care about school much. Like I was like, not that I don't need school, but it wasn't that important for me. So like then I finished school and everything, but all my studies came with one ear and it went out with second ear. So always I would not fake the tests, but I would maybe just learn for the test, do them, and then throw those information away. So maybe what I would say to my younger self, like, yeah, maybe study more, because now my life's pretty good, but I don't have any particular skill or knowledge from school what I could be supported for in hard times. So this, if you sometimes get in a situation where you don't know what to do next or what to do, so maybe that would be nice to have some knowledge like that from school to be able to support for. So maybe I would say that, but yeah, now we have to make it.
What's the hard truth that once hurt you, but now you are thankful for it?
I guess my dad, when he was telling me, like, don't eat that much, you're getting fat. I was like, Dad, like, let me eat my food. Don't tell me I'm fat. And it hurt me because you are a young kid and you don't want to feel you are fat. But maybe because he was keep telling me that, I stopped eating that much, because like, yeah. So now I'm thankful for that, actually.
Mm-hmm. What helps you when you feel lost or low?
Wow. Probably some physical activity. Yeah, because if I feel lost and low, it can be very, very deep. And like if I would have to stay kind of by myself, yeah, it's hard. So it must be some physical activity. Mainly probably, even if I would go to the gym when I feel low, it still won't be that good, because you're doing your like heavy lifting, but there is always some space between your sets, and in those space you still can access this low and like them. So probably like a hiking, mainly hiking somewhere uphill, because there you just have to go like a meter after meter, and every meter it's kind of suffering, and in the suffering you don't have much time to think about that. And every time after I finish that hike, I feel at least some percentage better. So that probably helped me. And then also, like, if I have some problems or lows, to share it with other people, share it with friends, family, Yeah.
Do you have something when do you feel most alive?
I think I feel most alive when I'm laughing with my friends, experiencing something new, and just being totally in the present moment. So I could be also feel most alive by myself in the nature, in the present moment. But yeah, I guess when it's shared with someone, I don't know, I feel the pure joy of my life at that moment. It can be anything.
What would you say to someone who is afraid to traveling or leave their comfort zone?
So I feel like, yeah, I guess you're not asking me for that, but I guess some people had to struggle first to reach the comfort zone. So like if you are in a comfort zone and you already kind of struggle and you're happy there, then it's good on you. Like if you're truly happy in your comfort, that's great, you know? You don't need to do anything else just because someone else tell you. But if you always dreaming about travel and something is stopping you, then just, you know, go for it. You won't regret it.
Do you have some favorite quote or phrase that helps you in hard times?
So I got this book from Sarah and it's Be Here Now book, I think, and there is two quotes, I think, what resonated with me, and somehow I don't have any other quotes, and there is like the first one, it's I can't do nothing for you except working on myself. You can't do nothing for me except work on yourself. And that really resonates with me. And then I think the second one, what is there? It's if you know how to listen, everyone can be your guru. Meaning that it's happening to me often that sometimes cashier in a shop would tell me something small, but it would somehow resonate with me, you know, and then I would be still thinking about that in a positive way. Yeah.
Do you have some biggest dream on what can be your biggest dream right now, even if it sounds crazy?
Biggest dream. I don't know. Biggest dream, I guess that people will just start feeling better and like open themselves more and be really themselves and just don't be afraid to open up and be themselves. I guess this will be the biggest dream, yeah.
That's nice. We could do like the this or that round. Okay, this or that. Coffee or tea?
Oh, definitely coffee. All day long.
Saying everything or letting silence speak?
Letting silence speak and maybe wait for the right moment when to say something.
Solo road trip or traveling with friends?
Both are good, but traveling with friends, with good friends, where you have easy time with them. It's just beautiful to share the moments with someone.
Comfort or growth?
Yeah, if you already reach your comfort through some kind of suffering, then stay there. It's great, you know. You can grow into the comfort.
Heart or mind?
Heart?
Heart or mind?
Heart. Depends for what also, yeah. Definitely follow and listen your heart. Try to connect on your heart more and more, but mind is also very useful.
Knowing where are you going or enjoying not knowing?
Yeah.
Again, so knowing, do you understand the question? Like,
Yeah.
okay. Knowing where are you going or enjoying not knowing?
I don't know where I'm going. So enjoying not knowing. Yeah. I would love to know where I'm going. I would love to have some structure. Like, I would love, but I don't. And it's hard for me to have. So enjoying not knowing. Like, I guess you can have some ideas. What would you like to do and where would you like to go? But how to get there, I guess no one knows. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Norbert, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you too.